So here we are, just before we're going to catch our flight home. Stop off at the Carlsberg factory, the Home of Carlsberg. So you can see we got our luggage on us. Going to chuck this in the lockers and see what's here, apart from the beer. See how it's made. Right, nice. So we've just got rid of all our luggage in these big lockers. Here you go, Brooke. Adult. Well, I'd like to think there's no children here, maybe.
No, you can come in if you're under 18.
Oh, is it?
You just can't drink off.
Fair enough.
You're welcome. There you are.
Straight away, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Cheers.
10 a.m. He started the brewing experiment in his mother's wash tub.
As you do.
Good day. Welcome to Carlsberg. My name is Jakob Christian Jakobsen, and I'm the founder of this brewery. What is a brewer? Once the simple answer, a man who makes beer, was enough. But there's a difference between the man who makes beer at home for himself and the man who brews thousands of barrels and bottles of beer for sale at home and abroad. I am such a man. This new kind of man who makes a product on a massive scale. Now, there are some who think they can run their companies for profit alone. I believe that I have a duty to my nation. I must leave it better than I found it. Hundreds of people work for me. I have a duty to these men too. I must be a father to them. They must have pensions, for instance. But they have duties to the company in return. Everything we do in the making of our beer must be done according to our methods, because thousands of people drink our beer, and our beer must deliver the same pleasure every time they drink it. So we must work according to the strictest scientific principles and practices. No deviations, no shortcuts, and we must constantly seek to innovate and improve. Very good is not good enough.
How do you do? I am Carl Jakobsen, and I am the son of the founder, the Carl in Carlsberg. You will wonder, naturally, what it was like to have a father who was never satisfied. Never satisfied with his beer, and never satisfied, naturally enough, with his son. I too could always be better. When I was a boy, he gave me this gold watch. But he told me I could only wear it in public if my grades at school improved significantly. I understood. I couldn't rest upon his laurels. I worked harder at school. I was allowed the gold watch. But of course, there's always something else to be better at. Learn French, he said. Learn German. Speak English better. Visit English breweries, Bavarian breweries. Learn their methods. Learn this, do that, be better. And we exchanged long letters on my travels. Letters about nothing but beer. Letters so full of the deep mysteries of brewing that to most other people on earth they would have seemed to be written in some sort of crazy code. There came a day when I will wager that no one knew more about brewing beer than my papa and I. I traveled all over Europe. Rome, London, Berlin, and Edinburgh, where I met my wife-to-be. But, as well as brewing, I learned about beauty. Because when I went to Paris to visit breweries, I also explored the city. I saw great art, elegant architecture, and gardens with beautiful sculptures everyone could enjoy. I took notes everywhere I went. Such beautiful things I saw that were part of everyday life here, but not back home. What use is beauty to a brewer, you might ask? What use is culture? Well, what is life without it? I let myself be inspired by the world. I used an ancient symbol of good fortune on the labels of my beer. I became a friend to artists. I bought their work. I brought it back to Copenhagen. I brought it home. Carl Jacobsen is curious, they said. And so I am. If loving art and passion is art, then I am certainly very curious indeed. My motto, Semper Ardens. Always ardent, always passionate, always burning.
It says, in Carlsberg early days, customers had to wait in long lines outside the central Copenhagen office to place their order on a blackboard when no one was looking. Some desperate customers would even wipe other customers' orders off the board and write their own.
When I moved my brewery to Valby in 1847.
We named it and the beer after our only son, Carl.
You might think then that I should be so proud of this building that any damage to it would distress me. And when fire destroyed it 20 years later, it was indeed a terrible blow. I took part in fighting the fire myself. But almost immediately afterwards, I found myself energized, planning a new one, because this crisis was an opportunity in disguise. The new brewery was state of the art. It incorporated all the latest technology, using advances in cooling equipment to make even better beer.
I simply felt that our beer did not need as long to mature.
This was cutting corners.
No! It was something I had seen elsewhere, on one of the research trips you sent me on. A perfectly decent way to brew a beer.
You knew I didn't agree with it. And then you wanted to call your beer New Carlsberg. What was I supposed to do?
I don't think you were supposed to take me to court, but you did! Your own son!
I thought you were trying to steal from me. And not just the name of my beer, but my reputation. Everything I'd worked for.
How could you have thought that? You were the person I aspired to be, as a father, as a brewer, in everything I did. I was delighted when our beer won the Grand Prix at the Paris Expo in 1889. It gave us a seal of approval that everyone in Europe heard about. I knew we must reach out to people across the world if we were to have a future, to share our vision and our beer. Came a day when our two companies were reunited, both now owned by the Carlsberg Foundation.
The best moves? I ain't got no moves.
Get ready to show us a possession.
Drowned.
So, you select
What are you doing?
Besides, the hill you select is the Carlsberg 18 and should be the width of it has a deep copper color with dark roasted caramel malts. The head of the beer is soft white and should be the width of the thumb.
Save your video.
Let's save the video.
Look!
Wow. Where do you start?
Bottle collection.
Oh my God.
Oh my god, what the hell?
It just goes on and on and on.
These are the newest ones.
I mean, for football, there's Copenhagen, Liverpool. Pretty sure that's Brøndby. Premier League was sponsored by Carlsberg years ago. Right, for Liverpool fans, this is your time of the video. So in 1992, Carlsberg started sponsoring the front of Liverpool's shirt. It's just a bit of history here of Liverpool since being sponsored with Carlsberg. Yeah, it's a never good thing here for Liverpool fans, so it's a changing room. What? It's like history for Liverpool Football Club. What the hell? If you're a Liverpool fan, come to the Home of Carlsberg Museum and yeah, if you like doing the Liverpool Football Club tour. It's Michael Owen's boot. David James shirt. And then once you leave that Liverpool change room, this is meet the workers. This would be how the workers would get ready with their lockers, some pictures for the people that made Carlsberg happen.
2 litres of beer a day formed part of the wages in the early years of Carlsberg.
2 litres of beer a day.
The unmarried brewery workers lived at the brewery, ate all their meals here, had to be hung 9 PM and in bed by 10. It says company rules. At Carlsberg, there were many rules covering behaviours like smoking, drunkenness and disobedience. This version of the brewery rules hung in the dining area as a constant reminder. The Carlsberg Fine Book tells us, for example, Peter Fredriksson was caught napping at work. That mistake cost him 1 Danish krone fine, which was given to charity. Oh, that's cool.
So what's it say?
Carlsberg's very first employee was a maltster called N. Westra. 9 more workers joined Westra, and together they brewed the first batch of Carlsberg right here in 1847.
In this room?
Yeah. This is the brew house.
Become a brewmaster. Oh, what's this?
Velkommen til 1890'er. 3, 2, 1. Sig skål! Hold da op. Men det ligner da det mindste.
So you do your wristband, right? And then you can save all these photos that's been taken.
And then you can scan the QR code when you get home and you can download all the stuff you see.
There we go.
This is where they used to turn all the malt into. It's cold.
Carlsberg bar. Let's go.
Jeg tror, du chefen siger til det, hvis en af dine medarbejdere vil have hans medarbejdere.
Let's go have a pint. Lovely.
That's Sally.
The mini ones.
It says not your own words.
I did see that.
Shetland pony. What do you about me?
So the horses are used for these Carlsberg wagons. Not too sure where they go, but yeah, beautiful horses, and yeah, they looked after really well here in the stables. And that's that, Brooke. Carlsberg, well, the Home of Carlsberg. The factory, the stables, the shop. Did you enjoy your time here? Yeah, it was quite cool. Always enjoy doing these breweries, factories, making beers. So yeah, tell them what to do, Brooke.
Like, subscribe, and click the notification bell.
Drop those comments down below as well. Tell us if you've been here, your experiences. But yeah, cool experience. And that's our time here in Copenhagen done.